Shalawam. I'm your brother Jeremiah from the branch of GMS, South Carolina Midlands. Before we start off, all praise, honor, and glory belongs to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakah Quadash. Yahawah is the true name of the Heavenly Father, meaning He exists. Bahasham, name. Yahawashi, He delivers, or He is the deliverer. Bahasham again means name. Rakah Quadash means spirit. Right? Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach well. Shalawam, you hopeful elect, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalawam. This lesson is going to be going into signs of the times because they're very, very evident, all pointing towards something. Read it within the scriptures, Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when shall these things be? What shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So these signs that we're going to get into in this lesson pointing towards the second return of our Lord Yahawashi, also indicating the of the world. He saw Edom's world because that word world breaks down to eon, which means a period of time or an age. We know, according to the scriptures, 2nd Esdras 6 and 9, for Esau is the end, right? For Esau is the end of the, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. Okay, so we're seeing it, man, at the end. We're gonna get a little bit into it. These signs. Get this real quick. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 4. It says, "A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. There shall no sign be given unto the sign of the prophet Jonah. He left them and departed." I remember Yahawashi was speaking with wicked Pharisees and Sadducees back then, wicked Jews. Okay, and those same wicked men back here today, expecting sign, man, miraculous sign from heaven, fire to come down from heaven, chariot to come up to be before them personally, or come down to speak to them, whatnot. Angel come down and speak to them personally. All right, but no, the only sign that they're given that we see here today is the sign of the prophet Jonas, the true men of the Lord, being out there in the highways and the byways through the Rakakwadash of Yahawah Shemyaw Shai, proclaiming his word, man, prophesying to say before, right? But, that's not enough signs for Jake, Sirs, man. But the elect, we understand very well that we're at the end, man, okay? But back in Matthew 24 and 4, it says, And Yahawashi said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. Verse 5, Many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, shall deceive many. So you see, false prophets that come in the name of the Lord, and that they are anointed, okay, sent by the Lord, right? Coming with their new names that they're giving the Lord, Heavenly Father and His Son, coming with their new doctrines, okay, trying to deceive many. And it says, and shall deceive many. Many are being deceived by these wayward doctrines, producing spirits that's on these men. Okay, so false prophets, that's a part of the signs. Okay, and you have bug outs that'll take it so far to where they'll say that they are the Lord. But false prophets is a part of the signs. So it says, verse 6, Matthew 24 and 6. Ye shall hear of wars. Of wars. Are we not seeing that? Or with the Russia-Ukraine conflict, or with the Israel-Hamas situation that's going on, right? Israel versus Palestine. Okay. See then that ye be not troubled. See that ye be not troubled. Excuse me. For all these things must come to pass, but not yet. Verse 7. For nations shall rise against nation, kingdom, kingdom. Right? And that's happening, man. Okay, this war in Israel could very well lead up to that third war. You know that Karagma, he is not far off from being pushed, man. But nonetheless, getting in a couple articles concerning wars and wars, nation rising against nation. It says where countries stand, Israel Hamas war. Okay, and we know that that's President Joe, Babylon, America, standing with the President uh, Benjamin Netanyahu, all right, from Israel. Okay, so America is siding with Israel. You know that as much. Okay, so going into the scriptures, piece of the flock being Israel, draw them out. Okay, America, man. Says the war between Israel and Hamas is commanding the attention of the world, sharply dividing national why it matters. Says Israeli leaders are intensely aware that the international pressure is growing, along with the death toll in Gaza. The battle for international opinion could be a key factor what unfolds next. We know that this is all according to the will of Yahawah. Got countries picking sides, man. Right, siding on who they stand for. Hamas, Palestine, or Israel, man. Okay, so this is a great divide. Wars and wars, man. Nation against nation. It's all being set up through the spirit. This article right here, I'm gonna try to skim through them. It won't be too long of a lesson. Ready? Uh, but says Russia Ukraine war list of key events day 604. So this war, Russia Ukraine, been going on 604 days, man. According to this article, it says here's the situation on Friday. It says General Valery, we're gonna pronounce his last name, Commander in Chief of Ukraine's armed forces, said troops face a renewed Russian onslaught in the city of Avdiivka. The enemy is not relenting attempts to break through our defense around Avdiivka. Dutta wrote on Telegram. He said the Russians were bringing in assault units, large amounts of armored equipment, as well as developing aircraft, artillery. Russian accounts of the fighting said its forces had destroyed a command point near Avika and repelled 11 Ukrainian attacks near Op, Op, Opens, whatever it says, man. But, see it, man. Fighting, fighting. Russia, Ukraine is happening. War in Russia, excuse me, the war in Israel, right, versus Hamas, man. Okay, just reading a little bit of this article. It says Kyiv troops build up, report across uh Pearl River. But go to the next article. It says stop now. The Middle East cannot take another war. That a major war that's gonna pop off. According to prophecy, what? Three. Okay. Uh, get that real quick. Revelation 11:14, because that's all that's happening, man. Build up to the third world war, or judge all the militaries of the nations. Says Revelation 11:14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe comes quickly. woe dealing with destruction, man. World War II passed, man. Behold, the third woe coming quickly. And how do we know all these, wars popping off, little all small wars popping off to eventually lead up and build up to what? The third world war, man. Okay. Um wanna read this. Um I'ma just roll, man. Pretty much get the point of the wars that's happening according to prophecy. Getting back into it, Matthew 24:7, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines." Right, so let's take a look at famines that's happening around the world. Here in this article, it says the United States can prevent millions starving free. So, Babylon, they really stretching themselves thin, man, thinking they can help the whole world. But meanwhile, you got homelessness, starvation here in the shores of Babylon. All right, but it says the children's names rarely make the news. They are millions of kids in Somalia, Libya, Mali, Haiti, Afghanistan, Yemen, and other poor nations who don't have enough to eat. So that's the famines, man, right? That the Lord spoke about, man. All right, part of the signs that we see, man. Okay, it says they were born into families that make less than $15 per person a day. It says their plight was worsened as food prices around the world have soared because of global inflation. We see it, man. Gas going, this cost of living in general, all building up to collapse of Edom society, man. And we know that for these uh, wicked elites, they want these to happen, want the collapse of the world reserve currency of US dollar, the Federal Reserve note, to pretty much collapse so they can roll in their digital system, CBDC, bank digital on that device, man. Frogman, man. Okay, so we see it, man. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Wicked intents, okay. But it says their plight has worsened as food prices around the world have soared because of global inflation, natural disasters, and war, especially Russia's unjust invasion of Ukraine, which Russian President Vladimir has attempted to block one of the world's critical grain supplies, reaching many of neediest nations. Yeah, I believe the trade route that was blocked, Black Sea, okay, not allowing those Ukrainian exports of wheat and grain pretty much go to and fro, man. That's the ugliness of war, man. Also showing you that prophecy is tied to one another, man, like a domino. A war it play a major role bringing in global famine, blocking trade routes or destroying silos of food and warehouses and storages of. That war gets ugly, man. The United States last year rallied other countries, wealthy families, to ensure 160 million uh, of the world's neediest had enough their job need doing again. Okay, so they're gonna have to keep doing this over and over again. That But it's gonna come a point to where that global famine that's hitting those poorer nations, that's coming to America, man. Right? These 3-course meal a day Americans, and they ain't gonna be able to help for these other nations. Oh man. Nonetheless, that's just part of the signs, man. Right? Famines, okay, and pestilences. So you have many diseases going out throughout the planet Earth. Just look at what's been happening in the course of the past few years, man. Okay, but I believe that there's talks about another deadly. I'm gonna just say V. Okay, another deadly V. Okay, I got a report right here, man. Let it speak.
Now, what I'm about to say next may sound alarmist, but it's time we discuss this. Healthcare professionals across the world are gearing up for a new potential pandemic, a pandemic which they say will be known as Disease X. No.
Fair use. No, this is not any medical information. Strictly edification and educational use. Right.
This disease has nothing to do with Twitter's new name, neither is it a social media plague. Disease X is a legitimate health scare, the next unknown disease of epidemic potential. This term was formalized by the WHO in 2018. It was named X because of the lack of knowledge about it. It's not known what this disease will be, whether it will jump from animals to humans, or whether it will be a mysterious lab creation. But one thing scientists are certain about is this: Disease X is coming. They don't know when, they don't know how. What they do know is that it could be far worse than the Wuhan virus, that it could cause more deaths than the Wuhan virus, and that it could take us years to recover from it. This is how the WHO defined the disease. It said, Disease X represents the knowledge that a serious international epidemic could be caused by a pathogen currently unknown to cause human disease. The R&D blueprint explicitly seeks to enable early cross-cutting R&D preparedness that is also relevant for an unknown disease X. In May this year, the chief of the World Health Organization, the one and only Dr. Tedros, issued a warning. He said, the planet should be ready for a disease deadlier than COVID. That a doomsday COVID variant with the power to send the world back to square one is still a big possibility. Allow me now to quote his exact statement. The threat of another variant emerging that causes new surges of disease and death remains, and the threat of another pathogen emerging with even deadlier potential remains. 4 months since this warning was issued, scientists the world over are talking about this. This includes Kate Bingham, who served as the chair of the UK's vaccine task force. She says, we need to prepare for Disease X because it could be more perilous than COVID-19. Let me now...
You get the gist, man. Possibly another E going around the world that'll sweep the world, and we know that. Sleazy E, he uses these planned dims, to pretty much issue forth, more unrighteous decrees, exercise more power around the world. The beautiful thing about that last E19, that it displayed that a lot of people lack faith in Yahawashi, that they don't serve Yahawashi, period, man. So they rolled up their sleeves, trusted in Egypt, or in the scriptures say, woe to you, trust in Egypt. Okay, destruction of, and it's time to come, man. So Sleazy E is going to try to push forth that charagma, man. Pretty much getting the mind ready for that device to go into. So had another article or news article pertaining into famines, part of the sign. So it said famines, pestilence, famines. As Gaza struggles to access food, water, war. Palestinians in the embattled siege coastal enclave of Gaza have been struggling to access basic needs. Here in the city of Canst, people lined up outside a mosque hope of filling up their fresh water. Israel has cut off the flow of food, medicine, water, electricity to Gaza as warplanes pound neighborhoods since Hamas' deadly attack. Locals were also clamoring at few local bakeries that still remained open, like this one. You see, it's kind of civil. They still brushing one another, probably pushing, rubbing elbows, bumping shoulders, trying to get some bread, man, from this local bakery. But we know part of prophecy, is gonna say, that they're gonna be fighting one another, because of lack of bread. Excuse me, because of the lack of bread. This is Second Edris 15:18 says, "For because of the pride, the city shall be troubled, and men shall be afraid. Uh, and because of the pride, the city shall be troubled, houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Yeah, because pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall, man. Verse 19, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword," being the gun, "and spoil their goods," or, any instrument that's used to put somebody to death. Have knives, they're gonna have swords, steadies, bats, but mainly the gun. Says, "And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread or great tribulations." It's gonna eventually get to a point to where these people gonna be killing one another. Right? They're gonna be going at each other's necks because of the lack of bread, man. Get the point. Famines, okay? Talking about a new deadly, deadly bee, coming that could be sweeping the earth, famines, lack of bread, lack of food or water, okay? Famines, pestilence. It says, "And earthquakes, diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows," according to verse 8, man. We see the earthquakes in diverse places, man. To refresh it. I mean, that 53 earthquakes, man, across the world, man. So, you got some over here in Babylon, America, some in South America, across the world, man. Earthquakes all over, diverse places, as scriptures told us, man. As Yahawashi foretold, man. Okay, the reason we can indicate that we're at the end because we were what Second Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, "Measure thou the time diligently yourself. But when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before." And how do we measure the times, man? Read the scriptures, man. All the things that was foretold in prophecy. Hey, we look at it to, happen here on earth, man. How we know what times we're in. It says, "Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." So these signs that we see, man, is indicating the second return of Yahawah, man. All right, and what is some more signs that we should be looking at, that indicates Yahawah's return visitation, man? All right, let's go to second Edric. Excuse me. Let's go to Isaiah. Excuse me. Um, Isaiah 29:6. Okay, Isaiah 29:6. "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts with thunder, with earthquake." Yep, earthquakes. That's a big sign that keeps popping up, indicating that the Lord is. It says, "And great noise, storm, and tempest." And look at all the hurricanes that pass through, different tornadoes that swept America, Babylon, really around the world, man. Different typhoons. Okay. Oh yes, just yesterday evening had a bad storm go through. Basically like little hailstones. ice coming out of the clouds, man. Just pouring down, man. Part of the visitation of the Lord. It says, and flame of devouring fire, man. Look at all the different wildfires across the world, man. All the different volcanoes erupting around the world, man. That's all pointing that the Lord is visiting. Second return, Yahawashi is not. Okay? Go back into it. Second Esdras 9:2. Thou shalt understand. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, right? And we saw the earthquake, right? And the Lord said earthquakes in diverse, okay? Earthquakes and uproars of the people world. So that's some articles I got on that. Earthquakes, uproars of people, man.
People make their way through a remote village in Western Afghanistan looking for survivors. Many of these mud brick homes and walls collapsed instantly when the quake struck at around 11 a.m. local time. Herat's provincial hospital was quickly dealing with hundreds of patients.
The injured have been getting treatment, but unfortunately, we're still receiving many more people from the epicentre and surrounding districts.
The city's residents gathered outside for safety, fearing more aftershocks.
I was inside my shop when the shaking started, and I told all my co-workers to quickly get outside, and we ran for our lives.
But most of the communities hardest hit are very remote. This is the highest village in Herat province, and it's been all but flattened. Locals are still in shock. They say more than 30 people here have been killed.
I've lost 9 members of my family. My father was killed and all my children.
There was chaos and panic. Everyone was just trying to save themselves.
Those left behind are doing what they can to search through the rubble in the faint hope they'll find some survivors. The Taliban government has said they'll be sending in aid. But for these villagers, help can't come soon enough. Jenny.
Earthquakes.
We begin now with breaking news.
And we start with the earthquake which happened just in the last half hour at 9:29. You might think it's pretty far away, but a lot of people did feel it in the Bay Area. We talked to a few.
It epicentered, as you can see there, in the Delta, right next to Isleton. It was felt pretty far and wide. People reporting feeling it as far out as Oakland, even some portions of San Francisco, according to the shake map. Although the consensus at least is that everybody kind of categorized it as weak to light feeling, kind of a rolling earthquake.
Right.
Didn't last very long.
And either way, you know, BART, as they always do, they stop and check the tracks, which they're doing right now.
So more on that with Raina in a minute.
And, you know, this took over the headline from the hot weather, which is the big thing that's going to affect us today and tomorrow, John.
I know, the heat, and now an
Earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Palestine! Free Palestine! We don't get it! Shut it down!
They're trying to silence us, but we can't be silenced. We're Palestinian, and we're all Palestinians. We all stand for human rights. We all want to see a free Palestine.
Palestinians need their voices to be heard because we are people and we are being occupied.
And today I stand for my people in Palestine. May God be with them, and we're with them too.
Beautiful.
Thanks
man. We at the end, man. Uproars of the people in the world, wars, rumors of wars, famines, pestilence, earthquakes. This is beautiful. Okay?
You need to ask yourself.
But we're going to start with some breaking news on the Capitol. There is a Jewish group holding a protest inside the office building there.
Ago, a little bit less. You can see demonstrators actually, Greg, at the tip of my finger there, starting to get removed now by U.S. Capitol Police. These are just the second round of demonstrators that we've seen forcibly removed. Another
It is going down, man. Prophecy is happening through the spirit and the power of Yahawashi, man. Okay.
Tonight, chaos erupting in the streets of Lebanon's capital city after pro-Palestinian protesters turned violent outside the U.S. Embassy in Beirut, even setting part of the building on fire. Lebanese security forces attempted to quell the mayhem with water cannons and tear gas, leading to brutal and bloody clashes with police. The anti-Israeli militant group Hezbollah calling for a day of rage following the Gaza hospital blast that the Gazan health ministry said killed hundreds of civilians. The crowds that are filling public squares throughout the Arab and Muslim world putting the blame squarely on Israel. While Israel points to documentation they say shows the explosion was a result of a failed launch by Palestinian Islamic Jihad.
Beautiful, man. Okay. Second Esdras 9:3. Therefore, there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. What does this indicate? Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the Lord already foretold this prophecy. And the men of the Lord prophesying, man, saying before, man. Okay, the apostles and the elders, they've been speaking about these times before we even got to this. All right, but we're here now. Okay, it says, verse 5: For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. So we're clearly at the end of Esau Edom's rulership, man. Okay, and with all these talks of Israel, Hamas, possibly bringing in other Arab nations, okay? They're going to try to link us with terrorism, man, okay? But nonetheless, the Lord got us, man. Got nothing to worry about, okay? But this is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 9. It says, But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Yeah, there's still prophecy that needs to play out. It says, Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. And we just recently had, a ring of fire, pretty much the moon covering the sun. Those are pretty much signs that the Lord is giving, man. It says, Luke 21:12, but before all these they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. So, with the understanding that, Esau is trying to link us, to terrorism, calling us black identity extremists, you know, trying to make us like as if we're the worst thing on earth. Okay, so a hate group, but we gotta understand that the servant is not greater than his master. I was shy, suffered it according to the scriptures, and but we gotta go through it as well, man. Or furthermore, the scriptures speak about blessed are they that are persecuted for righteousness' sake, and if I can grab that real quick, Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10, it says, Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs are the kingdom of heaven. So we're going to be persecuted for the truth and the righteousness of Yahawah for simply telling the truth, man, speaking the truth, man. Okay? But it's all a part, of story, man. This is all a part of the will of the Lord, man. And I want to get one more thing. We're going into how the servant not greater than his master, man. Okay. Book of St. John, chapter 15. Yep. 15 verse 20. It says, matter of fact, let me start up. Book of St. John, chapter 15, uh, verse 18. It says, if the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. The world hated Yahawashi Hamashiach before it hated. We have the spirit, we have the testimony of Yahawashi, which is the spirit of prophecy. We're going out there through the Hakodash, teaching the truth of Bahasham. So they hate us as well, man. But we have to understand that it hates Yahawashi first, man. It says, if ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, wherefore the world hateth you. And look at our actions. Look at our conversation, our manner, our conduct, in comparison to the world, man. We're not of this world, man. Okay? We are completely contrary, and this world is completely contrary to us, man. Okay? And that's because of what? The Lord has chosen us, man. Okay? Out of the world, man. All right? Many are called, but few are chosen, man. Okay, Lord will, we're of that number. So it said, therefore the world hateth you. The world hate us, man. Okay, and that persecution, man, that demonization is coming. Verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, persecuted Yahawashi, man. Look at all the things Yahawashi suffered, man, for the nation of Israel, man. Okay, being beat, being spit on, man. Had to carry his cross, being crucified, man. Betrayed by his own people. Okay? That's what we're gonna have to go through, man. Okay? You gotta already meditate that in your mind, man. All right, ready to lay down your life for Yahawashi. It says they will also persecute you. So the Lord already gave us the rundown, man. If they have kept my sayings, they will keep your saying. They will keep yours also. So, we just coming in the words of Yahawashi. Remember, the Lord will put his words in our mouth, man. When we prophesy unto the nation of Israel. Okay? So if they would have kept the Lord saying, they would have kept ours also, because really we coming in the words of the Lord, man. All right, simple as that, man. All right, but back in the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 12, it says, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Verse 14. That was verse 13. It says, settle it therefore in your hearts, being in your mind, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom. We're going to put the words in our mouth, man. Okay? The Hakodash going to be on us, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Okay? We ain't got to worry about, we ain't got to think about what we're going to say. All right. Esau got me hemmed up down before, wicked elites, these governors or whatnot, these leaders. Okay. All right, what I'm going to say. No, the Lord going to have the Hakodash on you. He gonna give you the words of wisdom to say, man. All your enemies, sleazy E, okay? They ain't gonna be able to say nothing, man. Okay? It says, and ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. You see that? So the demonization is coming, the persecution is coming, where it's gonna be so seems like it's so real. We gotta remember, Sleazy got those AI, capabilities to take your face, your likeness, and your voice and mimic it to where, you can seem like you're doing some hateful things, some evil things out here, man. All right, but we gotta understand that those are gonna be false accusations. Remember the devil, okay, Diablos, false accuser, the slanderer, the deceiver. He's the one that's putting these false accusations on us. All right. But understand that the Lord is going to be with us, man. That the Lord is going to vindicate and justify us, man. Okay. But, we got to meditate on this, man. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents, your mom and your dad, bro. Okay. And brethren, your brothers. Okay. Israel, your fellow Israelites, the ones who ain't rooted and grounded, man. Okay. They know that they Israel wearing t-shirt fringes, It says, and kinsfolk and friends, ones you call friends, man, associates. No, they're really associates. And some of you shall they cause to be put to death, man. They want to kill you, bro. All for truth's sake, persecuted for righteousness' sake. Luke 21:17, and ye shall be hated. Excuse me. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, for the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. But there shall not an hair on your head perish. And that's one thing we gotta, meditate on as well, man. Lord got us, man. And nothing that's gonna happen to us, man, that the Lord don't allow to happen, man. He said, but there shall not an hair on your head perish. That's comfort. Okay, that's balance. Yeah, persecution is coming, hell is coming, Jacob's trouble, man. Our temptation, man. Okay. But the Lord said, not a hair on your head gonna perish, man. Okay, that's comfort. That's the balance of the scriptures. All right. But second Esdras 16:17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Our forefather Esdras saw these times that we're in. Okay, it said, who gonna deliver you? Woe is me. Who gonna deliver me in those days, man? And the answer to that is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. Beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? And the only thing that we can do, get right with the Lord, man. Okay, understand what times we're in. Okay, beginning of sorrows, man. We read about the beginning of sorrows, all the signs that we're looking at, man. And great mournings. It's gonna get worse, man. It says the beginning of famine and great death. See a lot of people dying out here, man. Okay, the beginning of wars. You're gonna have race wars, social wars, man. You're gonna have actual war, World War III. Okay, it's gonna be horrible, man. It's gonna be we living in some evil times. Scriptures tell us, man. And the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, bad times. What shall I do when these shall come? Okay, so now reading this, Ephesians 5:16. I gotta wrap it up. It says, redeeming the time. Excuse me. Go back a verse. Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly. So circumspectly breaks down to circum being a circle. Spec means to look. To look around, man. Pay attention. Be aware, man. Okay? That's how we should be walking and operating. See then that ye walk circumspectly. Not as fools, but wise. You gotta be walking in the words of the Lord, man. Okay? A foolish man would disregard the words of the Lord. Try to, live it up here in this failing society, man. Right? Leaning on. It says, verse 16, redeeming the time. Redeeming means to buy back. How do we do that? Wait, we're seeking the Lord 10 times more. We're seeking the Lord while he may falling upon him. Isaiah 55:6. Redeeming the time, and we're giving diligence, man. Okay? We're giving diligence to make our calling and our election sure, man. Okay? It says redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. We're in some evil times, man. Bad times, man. Only gonna get worse, man. One thing we know is that the Lord, he got us, man. Okay, with all these things past, Lord got us, man. Put it on this. Isaiah 33:6. We got the truth. All right, we got the protection of Bahasham Yahawashi. With us, man. Fear the Lord, man. Angel encampeth around about us, man. Okay? According to Psalms 34 and 7, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Okay? Gonna be able a stable mind. Okay, because we have the wisdom and the knowledge of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, the Rakakudash is gonna be on us, man. Okay? True understanding of these scriptures, that all these things must come to pass, man. All right, and there's greater coming. All right? And strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is his treasure, man. All right, so that's pretty much it, man. I may not have had a covered, everything, brought out every news article. I pray and hope that everything was clear and concise, man. A lot of signs. It's really hard to keep up. You can probably make multiple videos going into these things, but I'll try to tie it all into one. The Lord will, this is edifying through the Spirit, man. These times, these troublesome times, these signs that we see indicating the end and our Lord Yahawashi, man. We're going to have to call upon our Bahasham Yahawashi, man. Right? And why? Because Proverbs, why? The name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous safe. I pray and hope that this is edifying through the Spirit with that.